Welcome back to Chat Lab. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ethan. This is the podcast where thoughts are tested.
Today we're going to be asking the question, do we want to be famous? And how would we handle it? How would we handle it?
That's a lot to unwrap in that question. A lot to unwrap.
Yeah, we're just going to be bouncing off each other, asking questions. Because, I mean, I have a fair idea of what my answer would be, but, you know, if you ask questions, it's just going to get a bit more in-depth, I guess. Cause,
yeah, we can really, think about this out loud.
Yeah, because you might ask something that I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah, you might have different perspectives, you know how it is.
Yeah. So, basically, to start, how are you? How you been?
I mean, I've been doing pretty good. So, for my college, this week is reading week. That's midterm, for anyone that doesn't know what that is. So I've been doing pretty good. My workload is it's pretty manageable, I must say. I don't know what's going on, but I've started actually developing my web app. So have I talked about this on the podcast at all?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so my web app, I have this class where I have to make a web app in about 2 months. So it's basically a website that you can do shit on. It's not just like Wikipedia. So I'm making a fitness website that you can sign up for, log into, and then you can browse a load of workouts, pick favorite ones, save them to your library, or you can make your own workout, which randomly does it for you. And you can complete them and post them to your profile and keep track of it that way. That's what I'm doing. And I've started doing that. Well, I've officially started doing it today, but I've been developing bits and bobs for it since Tuesday. Tuesday's only yesterday. Oh my god, I'm actually making bit.
So, how long do you have to do it? It's 2 months, is it?
So I have to do a code demonstration on the 23rd of March, I believe.
Okay.
So I have a month to get something working, but I technically already have something working.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, so I got login and registration working for the main user today. That's a big thing to get working. And do you know what Trello is?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so Trello is like an app that's like boards of like productivity and like workflow. So I never figured out how to use it. I know how to use it, but I never had a reason to use it until now, because basically what I'm doing is I'm keeping track of all the features and functions that I have to implement into my web app. So it's actually like about 25 things I need to do, 5 things I need to do next. Currently not doing anything because I like to finish and then stop, and then I've done like 3 things today. But it's really cool to have like an actual app to track my progress, and that makes me feel good, even though I still have so much to do.
Because it's pretty to see it all laid out, whereas it's just like a list on paper, isn't it?
Especially because the background I chose is like one from like the Mac OS from like 2 years ago. It's like the one with the mountains. I know there's a load of mountains, but it's like a yellowy mountain. Oh, it's so nice. It looks like something like a MacBook thing or something, but it's really cool.
Yeah, we got a similar thing. We have a project to do as well, but it's a group project for programming. So we have to do basically the same setup as last time, where we have that club it up, made up thing. We have to use.
Is this like an extension of last year's one? Not like working with the same files, but like working with that and then some.
Yeah, so it was like, the brief was basically, they were so impressed with your work that they want to, they want you to do this. So I can't remember exactly what the brief was because I only really read over it, but we have to use databases and have multiple logins, have all these things. We need to print out like a review for management to look at, to have a look at all the data that's been inputted so that they can, decide what to do next, type thing. And it seems very hard, especially considering like I don't think my group is like full of like, programming geniuses. I'm not a programming genius either, so that's why it's extra hard, because it's like we're not gonna really have a full clue. So yeah, and I don't know. I mean, we haven't really gone over everything yet.
And you're developing something like a desktop app.
Well, we've already done the desktop app. I think we have to like scrap it though. I think
I need to start a new one. Yeah.
Which kind of sucks, but it's whatever.
I've
We
never
can
worked with a
use it for reference.
database from a desktop app.
Yeah, I have no idea what
It's
I've.
weird the difference in, because programming on your course is such a marginal. It's not a marginal thing, but it's part of something else. Whereas mine is just programming. So like our first year was so slow and so digestible to like really understand what the fuck was going on. Whereas yours is just like do it now.
Hmm.
Because mine now is only starting to tie together, where I have to bring a database in, connect that, build the database myself, connect that with the web app, interact with that, and that's a lot of what I'm doing now.
Because
But
it's only one module, so they can't like really spread it out too much. So it's like every week there's something new that you have to learn, and then you get a project, and then while you're learning, you're also trying to do a project at the same time, and it's a bit tough. Um, I think it might be okay, but I'm not too confident that like it's gonna go, swell. But I've got you, and I've got the guys, and I've got my own people in my own course who have helped me, so I should be
yeah,
okay.
the reason I say my workflow is manageable is because in another module I'm going to get a project on like developing that big like desktop application, but I don't have it yet. So that's why I'm really hammering down on the web app, so I don't have to do a lot of that throughout the rest of the semester. But I'm desktop apps are not my jam. I don't like it. Do you know? In my opinion, they're outdated. They're an outdated thing. Like most desktop applications just pull from the internet now. Anyway, like take Discord. Discord is it just pulls from the internet. Like it's literally you can inspect element on Discord.
Yeah.
It's literally a web app, but it's just built into the computer.
Yeah, honestly though, I think it is a good thing though that I have to like redo it because
I definitely agree.
I had 19 forms, whereas my friend only had 6. His was a lot more straight to the point. So having to like, I don't know if we add on to what we had, and we just have to recreate it all, or if we're making something new. But either way, it's good that we're restarting, because otherwise, I actually think it would be harder to navigate my one than it would be to make a new one.
It is. Trust me, your old code is harder to navigate than doing it yourself.
Especially old,
Again.
crazy code that is not very good and concise.
Yeah, because you just brute forced it to work. Like,
yeah, but I will say the login, I can't. I'm just gonna let someone else do that part because of the fact that I went a cheese way about it, and I used form settings to literally just type in what the exact username and password was gonna be, so that But now we have to have multiple, so there needs to be a database of logins. So I'll just let them take care of that.
Yeah,
part.
you need to hash your passwords as well. That's like a security thing. So like I didn't know about this until like last year, but companies don't actually store your password. They store a hash of your password. So if your password is like QWERTY, that's like in the database, that's a 60 character hash of like random stuff. So like when you enter your password, it hashes what you inputted and compares it to the hash of the database, and that's how they know if it's your password or not.
I don't know if we have to do that, but if we do, that would be kind of cool.
I'd say you would have to. It's a very small thing that makes a big difference in terms of security. So,
yeah,
like literally, you just write like hash, and then in the brackets you put in the password. So it's
I don't know if it would be required, but I'm sure it'd be a nice thing. A nice
you
touch.
have also never worked with databases, have you? You might just have to work with files. I
really don't know. But
to
the
be
thing is,
completely honest,
we have to get data at the end as well. We have to get data of all the things bought and sold, and
and store it.
How many, all these things stored, all the information. Their places, their age, I think we're gonna have to get all of this data and like present it statistically.
Yeah, see, you can store them in like files, like text files and stuff. That's what we used to do until we learned how to use databases. Like databases, it's a whole thing, man. Like if they just made you do that, it would be something else.
See, the thing is, we haven't.
It's not that hard to just store it in a file, so I think they give you that for a project.
Yeah, I mean, we're only a couple weeks in, so I don't even think we've learned much about it yet. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, I do think it is nice having at least I have 3 other people that I can fall back on.
Yeah.
Because even if we're all the same, intellect, even if we have all the same intellect in regards to coding, all of us together is one good coder. So
Because it was an individual project last semester, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So having a bit of help will be nice.
Yeah, we have a so the desktop application I'm doing, that's a group project, and she said we might be able to pick our own groups because of coronavirus, but like if we can't, I'm gonna be so sad because I hate working with people that I don't know. Yeah, I want, because it's gonna easy clap like.
Yeah.
But I have a networking project that I got, and I'm not with the boys, but I'm with two competent people that I'm happy to be in a group with. But anyway, the project is like, we have to use Python to build like a client and build a server and then connect to the server with the client. And that sounds so complicated, but there's two questions. But okay, the first thing I have to say is 70% of the marks goes to a thousand word reflection, like a Word document. 70% of the project marks is an individual reflection, so there's no way I could care who was on my team. And then 30% goes for the actual code. Just think about that for a second. Like what? I'm in a programming course, and 70% of my marks for writing English. But
I think in our one, I think it's that project, or is it a different? I think it might be a different project where, we're being judged individually as well. I think I talked to you about it. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's basically the fact that there is security that if someone on your team doesn't do something, it will reflect in the marks on them, not on you, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I still have the screenshot from when that guy just copied and pasted off the internet. I still have it because I don't want to get rid of it just in case someone goes, hey, you know that thing you did in semester 1? Like, hey, wasn't me. I changed it. I made it not plagiarism. If anything, you should thank me.
Yeah. But 30% for those projects is literally 2 questions. And it was last Saturday, I did the first question out of like curiosity. I was like, I wonder how to do this. And I just ended up doing the question. So it's a team project. I have 2 months to do this project. And I did half of the questions in my free time.
Just chilling.
Like literally, I was like, it wasn't I need to get this done or I want to get this done. It was, how does this work? And I just Googled it, and then I was like, well, if I just put this here and that there, and it worked, and I was like, huh, what?
Well, why don't you just say, hey, how many are there
in a group?
Yeah,
there are 3, but like the way it is you kind of come across as a douche if you just do the project for people.
No, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm trying to say is that you say, hey, so I managed to get the first one done. Can you guys do the second half?
To be honest, I kind of just want to let them all under, because what we did was I immediately made a Teams group chat and I contacted them. And we were like, when do we want to start? And then we kind of agreed that because this week, it was last Friday I made the group chat, and we have this whole week. We were like, okay, we'll just learn how to learn what the fuck we have to do this week, and then we'll get back to each other. And they're competent enough people that I can rely that they'll actually go and learn what to do. And because it's, mind you, there's 3 people, but there's 2 questions, so I don't even know how to split the workload.
Well, you did one all by yourself, so
I know, but I'm not. I don't have to give that to them, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm just doing it for me.
Or what you could do, you could go, it's alright, guys. It's alright, guys. I'll take the first question. I'll have a look at it and see how to do it, and you guys can have the second one, and then you just don't have to do anything because you already have it done.
Yeah, I mean, I could do the second question in 30 minutes anyway. Like, it's not
true, but I'm saying you could like you know, you could just be like, oh, I haven't even looked at it, but I'll do the first one, and then you don't. I
really thought this is going to be like complicated, and it just wasn't. It was so weird because that's the longest deadline we've had for anything, and it's the shortest project I've ever done in my life.
It might be the reflection that's why you have extra time.
It's 1,000 words though. Like, we're software developers, so what I'm trying to say is, like, people think we're bad at English, but we're not that bad. Like, you don't need 2 months to write 1,000 words.
Is that a new one, or is that the one you sent me?
I don't know which one I sent you. That's the web app one.
Oh yeah.
I have to do write-ups and stuff. So I've actually done those write-ups now, and my next deliverable for that is the code testing demo on the 23rd of March. So I have a month now until I have to talk to them again about it.
All right. Well, if you need me to read over anything, let me know.
I'll let you review my web app.
Yeah, you'll let me spice it up. Um, yeah. So I've been chilling. College is kind of boring. I don't think I've been really paying too much attention, which is probably not a good thing. But I mean, there's a lot of it that's kind of just business mumbo jumbo, not really anything special. Yeah, there's nothing like crazy that I need to be like, making sure my head is down. Programming probably, and then like there's like one or two modules where like I probably need to listen. I have
Like
one
I'm
where
I'm I'm not undermining you. I'm asking you this question. Is business not relatively easy? Like as a concept, it can be very convoluted, but generally it's like
it's
okay, like
it's easy in terms of, well, there's parts to business that are easy, like just general business, yeah, easy. Economics, there's a bit of head wrapping because you kind of have to understand the economy and like how it all works, and there's loads of different factors to take into account when looking at any kind of economy, whether it's micro or macro. There's factors to every single factor. Like every factor is like six factors each, so there's a lot to learn and understand. And then accounting is just business maths, so it's not exactly, it's not good to learn if you're not good at maths. So the business side, it's fine. The economic side is okay, and then the accounting I'm like not really that good at, but you know. But what I will say is that like in school, business was really easy, especially like in terms of understanding. There's not much you really have to understand. It's mostly learning, trying to learn off definitions and stuff. But that's just school anyway. So,
yeah, it
but
is. It's kind of sad.
that kind of still came over to business in college. It's just the economics is a lot of the same, but there is an element of actually understanding how the economy functions and works, and the ins and outs of both micro and macro. And then accounting is accounting, as I said. It's just maths.
Speaking of
business.
school, today it was officially decided that the Leaving Cert is being done in 2 ways.
Oh, I saw that. I think it's
given
ridiculous.
the option. Okay, we'll get into that. But to clarify,
it's not an option.
It is an option
No,
for predicted grades and to sit the Leaving Cert.
Yes,
it's
but
one or the other.
Yeah, but if you decide to do predicted grades, you still have to sit it. And you don't get your result until after you've done it, and then they pick the best of the two.
That's a good thing.
No, because what if let's say I was in the position and I already had my points. What's the point of me stressing out for another couple months to...
But the point is you don't have to stress because they pick the best of the two, right?
True, I guess. But like,
you don't... If it was an average, I'd freak. But if it's the best of two, just do it. Like, isn't just
But you don't know. Like, what if I got my points, but I didn't know I got my points yet? I had to sit the Leaving Cert. I had to stress because I didn't know what my predicted grades were, whatever. And then...
I mean, people generally have a good idea. Like, I know they didn't do a lot of school, like, the entirety of the Leaving Cert students now haven't done a lot of school, but they should have a general idea of how they do and how they are doing.
Yeah, but what if you miss the mark by a couple points? You will want to sit it, but you won't know until after you sit which one was better. So... You're basically not being told.
Did they pick the better one, or do you get the better one, or do you choose yourself?
What you mean?
Because
1 and 2 were the same thing.
What's the? Because I was told it was a choice of predicted grades or sitting the Leaving Cert. Now you're saying you have to sit the Leaving Cert. So what are they doing with predicted grades? So if your Leaving Cert was shit, they just give you predicted grades.
No, so from what I understand is that if you want predicted grades, you get them, but you won't be told what your predicted grades were until after you sat. So you can't you can't decide. Like when I did it, it was here's your predicted grades. If you're not happy, you can sit again in September. Whereas what they're doing is here's your predicted grades, but you can't know what the number was that you can't know what points you got until you sit. So there you are stressing because you don't know whether you got your course or not, doing a leaving cert that you didn't need to do in the first place.
I'm gonna have to like look this up. Hold on.
Okay, I'll just talk. I guess I think it's a bad idea. I think what they did with us was very good. I just think it's not as feasible with the amount of exams that they have to work off, because the fifth years had, they didn't have their fifth year and they didn't have their
No,
sixth
it's
year.
saying here that leaving cert students be given the option to choose predicted grades or sitting exams in June this year. They'll be able to pick and choose between predicted grades or written exams, or both, for individual subjects, and secure whichever grade is highest. Then oral exams for people opting to take the exams will be held during Easter holidays. And then, obviously, predicted grade students don't have to get it. And junior certificates cancelled.
So either they're leaving out information or I got it wrong.
This is the Irish Times, so...
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're not being specific enough or I got it wrong. I'm probably wrong. I just, this is what I was told. That's all I'll say. I was told this exact thing that I'm regurgitating now. So, if it's wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah. Basically, Norma Foley. Apparently, everyone hates her, but I'd actually be very grateful about her because she's here promoting that she's aware of the fact that people have not covered the full curriculum due to the interruption of the pandemic. So that's why the option of predicted grades is being pushed. So I don't know why everyone hates her.
I don't know.
I
can't remember. So you're saying that they do get the result if they pick both?
Apparently they can choose between the subjects, I guess. Apparently you can choose both. I think this is tying into what you're saying. So you either pick predicted grades or you do the written exam. But if you do the written exam, you get whichever's highest, which is pretty good. There's no harm in doing the written exam then.
Well, I wouldn't do it based off stress. I was totally breezy when it came to the predicted grades. I was like, yeah, sure, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'd definitely if I was in that situation, I'd definitely do the exam just to, guarantee my best bet. Like,
oh no, I
wouldn't know how fucked I was, because you would have been worse off last year than you were. Like this year, you would have been worse off if you were only in leaving cert now. Probably, because you wouldn't have had any of last year at all. Really,
in my situation, would you have done it
if I had the option?
Yeah, let's pretend that what they're doing this year happened last year. So same circumstances, except you had your fifth year. Would you do it?
No. Because in my fifth year, I consistently got like 430 points.
Okay.
In my exams. Yeah. So I knew exactly what I would have got.
So if
I was in your situation, I would have exactly been known. But you don't know for these guys because they didn't have those exams.
Yeah, they haven't even had their mocks.
That's why I take it. Yeah, that's why I take it.
I can see, yeah, but I think it's just a lot of stress, to be honest.
Oh, it definitely is, but that's the leaving cert, but everyone has to go through the stress except you.
Except me.
Except you. Have you done any physical activity this week?
Hold on now. A lot of people were stressed. I just wasn't. There's a big difference.
I didn't say except your year. I said except you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Because I was just breezy. I was chilling.
Yeah.
Physical exercise. No, but we have a plan in place.
Okay.
We, as a family, have a plan in place. So, did I talk to you about the fact that we have like this like shed that's like kind of an office because it's kind of it's like a big shed.
You were telling me everything bad about the shed because I knew you didn't want to do any exercise. You're like, yeah, but the shed is like dirty, and I just
was I saying that? Oh well, anyway.
Yeah, you were saying everything bad about everything to do with exercise because I know you really didn't want to do anything.
I came out, and I think it was during during the conversation, and I didn't realize, and I was like, "Hey, I want to get the um office. I want to clear." No, oh no, I came out asking about the treadmill, and they were already talking about it. Apparently, I think, or they talked about it earlier. I can't remember exactly, but then I was like, you know, what would be a really good idea, and then I got interrupted by. We were going to clear out the office and use that as a space. We're going to put the treadmill in there. And I was like, yeah. And what we should do, we should get some mats, like some like gym mats, and like, you know, make it nice. I could put my weights in there, and then I have somewhere to go rather than doing it in my room. And I explained
Oh, it makes so much better. Yeah,
I explained the whole problem, and she said that we're gonna put it on the side with the view. So because there's one side that has like more windows or something, and obviously it's facing the estuary, so it's gonna be a nice enough view. So while you're running, you can look out. So yeah, we have a plan in place. It's gonna happen.
Cool.
So we'll have a makeshift gym for the meantime.
So
I might see about getting a bench because that would be nice.
Yeah. Speaking of benches, I have one ordered.
Nice.
So I don't know if you know what I've been using, but basically, my dad constructed this thing during the summer, which is basically like a steel box frame, and then like 2 wooden planks on the top. Because what it was meant for originally, it has casters on the bottom of it as well. So basically, it's just like it was meant for like drinks outside, like a little tray that you can like roll around.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just taken that, and I've been using that from the bench for the past like 2 months.
How?
So yeah, I've been using pillows and stuff, but it's been working.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm finally getting a bench. But more so, today I got my supplements in the mail.
What supplements do you get?
I ordered L-citrulline and creatine.
Oh, like those supplements. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I had a pre-workout today. My homemade pre-workout. So I had the BCAAs, the citrulline, the creatine, and the half scoop G Fuel.
Nice.
It was banging, man. It's literally a homemade pre-workout.
During quarantine, like I want to say like halfway through the start, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so May, June.
I ordered vitamin D supplements, like the little
Did you like
oil.
listen to a Joe Rogan podcast where they said vitamin D helped coronavirus to go away?
No, I got them because I wasn't going outside.
Okay, right.
And I think my body would like some vitamin D. So but I'm just very bad at like taking them every day because I just like forget, you know.
Right.
I just forget to like, oh, I have to do this today. I have to do this today. I have to do this today. And then some days I'd be outside for a good while, so I'm like, do I really need to take it today? So it's like, you know, and then obviously if I don't do it one day, I'll forget the next, and then it just becomes this like irregular thing. I still have them, so I could start taking them again, but
yeah,
you know, we'll see.
I've also become aware of this supplement called ashwagandha. Sounds like some marijuana strain, to be completely honest, but
sounds like a tree.
Yeah, actually, I guess. So what it is, it could fucking come from a tree for all I know, but you take it. Apparently, it lowers your body's cortisol levels, so like your stress levels.
Okay.
So you take it for like after 2 weeks, it starts kicking into effect, like of you consistently taking it, and relaxes you, literally, like helps with your anxiety and stuff. And I was like, this sounds really useful. Sold out in Holland and Barrett, so I joined their email list, waiting.
They're actually really useful because if you're like online when you get the email, which chances are you will be, considering, you know, everyone's at home.
Yeah, I should probably turn on my like email notifications, but I check my emails like several times a day anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I get emails on my phone anyway, so I don't really need to like check it, you know.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of getting packages and stuff, on Friday I got my drawing tablet.
Oh.
So I've been wanting one since the start of the college, like last September. But I've been like putting it off, like, yeah, I don't need it. And I was like, you know what? I fucking want one. I don't care if I need it. And I bought it, and it's here. And I think it's the same one you use, and it's really good quality. I thought it was like some cheap Chinese brand, but it turns out the Chinese brand is high quality. So I'm really happy with my purchase. And I've been taking loads of notes on it, like studying with it. It's really cool.
Good. Are you using like the shortcuts and stuff on the
No, I
tablet?
don't. I don't really like. I know how to bind them, but
I suppose
it's not really.
you don't really need it. Yeah, you're not like creating something, so there's no real need.
No, I'm like, cause the Microsoft Whiteboard has all the pens and stuff at the bottom, and because it's the entire display is the graphics tablet, I can just click it.
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of like a quick save or an undo or redo, you don't really need
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's all on whiteboard, so it's like it saves it as I'm drawing, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
I always click the buttons on the pen though, accidentally.
Yeah, I don't actually. I need to set up some of those things. Actually, no, I do have two set up. I have it for like mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down, so I can zoom in and out quicker. Because
I think that's what I have on the pen.
Oh, okay.
I have mouse wheel up and mouse wheel down because when I was doing all the statistics stuff last semester, I would scroll down the page with the pen and then like highlight stuff as I was going.
Yeah. The handy thing with me is because I'm left-handed, I can use my mouse like while I have it, so I just have the pen in one hand and the mouse in the other.
Yeah.
So I can like pan around if I need to, and then just stop with the mouse and draw with the pen, and it's really handy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good investment. Like even if you don't use it straight away, eventually you will.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So getting on to fame. Well,
I must say before we start talking about the big topic here is I am borderline 69 kilograms, so
nice.
I'm nearly there. I have a month.
Nice on two fronts.
I have 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks. I'm about 68 and a half, but like I'm between like 67 and a half and 69. It's like when you wake up, take a shit, eat, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's all different weights, but
I think
my goal is to at least hit 70 at any record at all. So even if I'm like need to take a shit just 8 and I'm 70 kilograms, that's a big dub.
Yeah, but I think plus 70, you've definitely gotten there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, because once March hits, it's cutting season.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna look lean as fuck. I have a 6-pack for once in my life.
Let's go. I think you had a 6-pack a while ago.
No, I had like a skinny pack, but I also only had a 4-pack because like you need to really get rid of stubborn fat. So you really need to get like proper lean for that bottom 2 to show. It just shows as like 1. So it's like a 5-pack.
A 5-pack.
It's like 2, and then 1 because
someone stole one.
Yeah, it seems to be it. Like so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So fame, or more so possible fame. So I've started YouTube, started uploading. This is not a plug.
I guess the question is to start
but,
though. Would you want to be famous?
Yes. So, in terms of, I've had very conflicting thoughts on this. When I started streaming, I was like, "Oh, I want to blow up," and then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, "Hold on, I actually don't think I'd like this life," because I'd be watching YouTube videos, and sometimes it just pops into my head like I actually would not like to be a YouTuber famous. You know, like I wouldn't like to be YouTube famous. But then I get into modes like I am right now where I'm uploading and I like seeing, I guess, the community grow a little bit.
Everyone likes seeing positive statistics, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So it's nice to see, especially since my older days of uploading videos where they weren't that good, I'd upload a video and I'd have no comments, no likes, maybe like 12 views. Whereas now I get a lot more views. There's like, 5 to 10 comments. 10's a bit excessive. We'll say 5-ish comments. We have enough likes, the like to view ratio isn't all that crazy, and it's like, it's nice. It is really nice to see. And even though they're like, I don't know if they're like friends or if they're just friendly, but either way, they're like a lot of the comments are people that I'm, I guess, building a community with. And then I've got people that like I would look up to as well, commenting and liking and subscribing, and it's like really nice to see that. Um, so like having, I mean, I don't have many subscribers by any means, but like the rate at which I'm growing is like never before. So it's really nice. Like I only just started uploading a couple weeks ago, and I already gained, which is quite strange on YouTube, really, with only a couple of videos. I think I went from like 19 to 40 in a couple of weeks, which is kind of absurd when you think about the fact that, you know, I haven't uploaded in years, and the first video I upload, I go up a couple subscribers, and ever since then I've gone up another load. Every time I upload, I get more subscribers, more views, more comments from people I don't know that are complimenting me on my video or my editing or my gameplay or whatever it may be. And it is really nice to see. So I think in terms of fame, I would like a small community, like something where I recognize names and I can actually talk to people. Something where if I was streaming, I could keep up with chat, or, you know, where if I reply and like comments, people can see that and can almost expect it. Because there's a couple of people that I would watch that if I comment, I almost there's an aspect of hoping that they do, but there's like a good chance that they will like and comment, or like and reply. Maybe not reply, but definitely, like, you know, love your comment like you can on YouTube. So, you know, you're hoping that it happens, but like more often than not, it kind of will. And it happened. You always see it in the comments, so you know that it's being done, even if it's not for you or to you. So I think a small community would be nice, but I would never like to be as famous as, like, you know, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, XQC, any of these like big names, you know, whether it's a streamer or a YouTuber. I don't think I'd ever like to be up there. Especially.
Well, what's your, not cap, but pick a YouTuber that you'd ideally like to be, as in size wise, or a streamer, any type of person on the internet that's a social media influencer. What's your size?
I don't really know his size, but I'd say like.
That's what I'm saying, to pick someone. Like, what's their?
Well, like roughly, I'll say
Yeah.
roughly a size would be like anywhere from like, you know, 10 to, you know, 30K is quite a small amount in terms of like other YouTubers, to where you still have a lot of interaction with the community, where it's not just a wall of people.
Right.
A wall of comments, a wall of numbers, a wall of usernames, whatever it may be. Because there are still recognizable names. Because you might have 30,000 subscribers, but you might only get, you know, a couple hundred comments, a couple hundred likes. So that kind of, it trims it down a good amount. And I think that's like the upper register, I suppose, of that. I don't think I could do anything to stop it from going up more than that. But I would hope that if it did go up more, I would be able to control it. But that's just in terms of YouTube fame. In terms of actual fame, I would pass completely.
Really?
I don't want to be an A-list celebrity, and I think being like a B or C or D-list celebrity is not worth it.
Oh.
Because there's no community.
I only like to be internet famous.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't want fucking paparazzi, and you know, I don't want my life to literally be 100% like on all these news outlets. Like I don't want to see me walking to the shop on the Daily Mail.
Yeah, that's a different type of fame, I guess.
So I
feel bad
for like the TikTokers that are, because they're young and they're growing up with like cameras in their faces.
I mean, that happens. That's been happening for how long, I guess, you know? Small people get fame. It's just a lot more of it. We can see a lot more of it now.
Yeah,
but
I think there's a big difference between like C, D-list celebrities, whatever you want to say. We'll say D-list.
Is it just Twitch and YouTube you'd like to grow on? Or even Twitch, really? Is it just YouTube?
Well, I think YouTube is a good start, and if I grow on TikTok, that'll grow my YouTube. If I grow on YouTube, that'll grow a TikTok. I don't have a TikTok like for like my content, but I probably should and will. But like
Yeah.
other social medias will kind of grow all together. So it's kind of maybe if I had enough following, then I'd start streaming if there was enough demand for it.
I
But
think what would be your favorite social media to be famous on? Doesn't have to be like because you have a YouTube channel you prefer YouTube. Like if you could just have social media that is most prominent in your following, what would you prefer that to be? You don't need to ever strive for it, just like in an ideal sense.
probably Twitch, like streaming,
Mm.
because I think there's a higher level of interaction when you're live streaming than you would reading comments.
Yeah.
Because people can get your expressions, you can talk to them, you can ask them a question back, and you'll get an immediate response. You could get a question, "How was your day?" and you go, "I'm good, thanks. How are you today?" and they will answer straight away. Having that like actual interaction is quite nice, and there's always something to go for in terms of like a business sense, I guess, which is probably not a great thing to think about, but I'm not there yet, so it's okay. Would be the fact that there's always this kind of competition to be part of the next level in the community, whether that be like so I'm subbed type thing.
Mm.
I'm on top of, I have the highest donation or the recent donation or the recent sub or whatever. Having that kind of like little bit of competition. I'm not going to say with mine or streamers that I watch, because I don't think that happens. It's more so just that people love them and go, here's my support, or this would be funny if I gifted 50 subs, wouldn't it? And then they do it type thing. It's not necessarily a competition to be on top, but for some streamers and some people, that is an important thing to them. So, and I think Twitch is better for that than YouTube. But I think I'd rather have a small community as with internet fame. I'm not going to call it fame, but like internet notoriety, we'll call it, I guess.
Okay.
Because I don't know if having 20,000 subs would be considered famous.
Fame is relative, bro.
I guess. Okay, we'll say I'd rather be internet famous with a small community I'd rather have that than be like a D-list celebrity with no...
And be big time.
With no community. No, I'm talking about like real fame versus internet fame.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I'd rather have the community if I was small than have no community if I was small.
I think my favorite app to be big on would be TikTok.
Why do you say that?
There's so many communities there that you're not categorized into general anything. You can do whatever you want, and it's really easy to be interactive. It doesn't take a lot out of you to like make videos and stuff. It's like my ideal social media. The second would be Twitch, because although Twitch is like hardcore put in the time, the community aspect is so much better. And then I love YouTube editing for videos, but I love video editing, but recording YouTube videos and stuff, to be honest, like it's not really my jam. I kind of just prefer editing them.
I don't like recording either. That's why I have Shadowplay on. So if I have a good game, Alt F10 and I have the game recorded.
Yeah, but TikTok, I like it because you can kind of make whatever style content you want, really. Just has to be a minute long, which isn't that, you can kind of, I don't know. It's a lot easier to get your voice heard on TikTok and to get into people's feeds that have similar interests as you.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of luck on every social media, but I do think TikTok kind of takes the cake with luck, because you could have 300,000 followers and you could have a video that only gets 14,000 or 1,400 likes. which doesn't really
Well,
add up. But then one of
it's
your
because
videos could
TikTok
have
is all about the algorithm.
yeah. So
It's all the For You page. It's so heavy. So it's not really luck. It's do you know what's trending, or do you know how to get into people's feeds? Kind of.
But I just think it can be
And
a
making
bit
good content,
demoralizing.
obviously.
Yeah, but I think it can be a bit demoralizing to make a good video that you think,
yeah, it depends.
but it
what
just gets no traction. Whereas if you have some sort of community on any other platform, if you stream and it's not a great stream, you still have people there. If you have a video that's not
Yeah.
that doesn't perform very well, you still have people there. Whereas TikTok is like,
yeah. But the thing with TikTok is videos from like 2 weeks ago can blow up like further than your most recent one. So that's the thing about TikTok is on YouTube, you upload a week later, that video is theoretically dead. No one watches VODs on Twitch, if you get me, but TikTok, dude, they find a video from 2 weeks ago because it came up on your For You page, that one blows up. It's your biggest video now.
especially if it's a part 1.
Yeah, right.
Then they scroll down your page and try to find part 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Have you seen that guy who has like a Micra?
I love Boris, man.
Boris, yeah. Have you seen the new one with the rap?
Yes, it's so good.
NASCAR said NASCAR commented.
That's what I mean, dude. Like he just wanted to pimp out his car, and
he hit a niche, man. He really did.
But like, it's not like genius, or it's kind of luck, but it's also just putting what you like out there, and it worked.
Yeah,
you couldn't upload that on. It would not take off on any other social media.
Yeah, that is true. There are certain things that are like
it's the algorithm, like, yeah, and that's it. It's just bit by bit segments of upgrading his car.
Yeah, it is.
And he doesn't do part 2s.
Yeah, he just goes.
He doesn't do part 2s.
It
took him a week and a half for that rap to go on, and he didn't upload the "I'm getting the rap done" video. He waited a week and a half to add on to that video to show the rap.
And sometimes he does something in between. He's like, "Well, we ordered this, but it hasn't come yet, so today we're gonna do this."
It's good. But
yeah,
in terms of senses of community, he's pigeonholed, right? So he can't really come back from Boris.
He can't do anything else
unless he swings it real nice and very clever. I can think of one, but unless he does that, he's pigeonholed. But like people, like there's this guy that's like, "Do you want to come on an adventure with me? Too bad you're coming." Have you heard of him? No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's
I saw the one where he went into the tree and he watched people underneath him. Have you seen that one?
Like that shit's so cool.
I've only seen one of them, but it was kind of funny to watch.
And that guy really has a community.
Yeah. I mean,
so,
he just does that anyway, so that he's not really like...
Yeah. But like, what I'm saying is like, it's not that his videos don't bang, it's that he still gets the interaction with the comments. Even if it's like 5 comments on his video and it does really bad, he still gets 5 comments, people being like, "That was class, thank you."
I do think the community isn't as easy to keep track of, though.
No, not at all.
You couldn't remember usernames as easily, and not every person who you remember will come back because it just doesn't show up on their For You page. I don't scroll by following. I scroll by For You page.
Everyone does.
Exactly. So,
but as long as you keep on that niche, it comes up.
True.
As long as you keep on that, like
Boris always comes up for me.
Yeah, same, without a doubt.
Yeah,
I don't even look at Carve TikTok too much. Boris just comes up.
I will have to go back a couple parts every now and then, though. Like I left on part 7, came back on like 14. I was like, well, I gotta go stalk his page.
I literally just watch it as it comes up, and I just like the part, and that's it.
You see, it doesn't come up all the time for me, so I have to like go back and like.
Yeah, I just don't go back. I don't know. I don't really catch up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some good things to it, but I do think that in terms of community, it's not great. It's great for growing, and then
it's great for growth, not for community.
Yeah, that growth will bring community to your other platforms, where then you can build a community. Like there are people that aren't my like friends commenting on my videos. I recognize them. There's only like 1 or 2 maybe, but I do recognize the names. Obviously, I mean, it's only 1 or 2 other people that I don't know. Of course, I'm gonna know them. But
yeah,
like if I still see them commenting, hypothetically, let's say I have 20,000 subscribers and I still see them commenting, I'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
So having that that feeling is really
you know what my ideal of fame would be.
What?
Twitch partner, like I'm talking like 150 viewers on Twitch. Like I don't need to make that much money. I just need to make enough for it to be a passive income and to have in a community. That's what I want. Like 1 to 200 viewers. That's a lot to ask for, but it's also not.
Mm-hmm.
It's also not a lot to ask for. But that would be my ideal situation. Not too big. It's just a little community. I guess in terms of money, though, you wouldn't get a lot of it. And you probably need to be very consistent and put in a lot of time for Twitch. So that's kind of the...
Well, an example of the streamer I watch, he has 150 to 200 viewers, now partner, 15,000 subs, or 15,000 followers.
I was about to say.
In the space of about a week or two, he went from 200 subs to 1,000, and every stream he does, which is Sunday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, Sunday. I could be I don't know. Either way. Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. That's what it is.
Okay.
Every time he streams, the number goes under 1,000, but like an hour in, it's back up over 1,000 because people gift subs all the time. Like, you say you probably don't make a lot of money, but I mean, if you've got people gifting,
if he's on 1,000 subs, that's a whole different story because that's $5,000 a month before cut. So that's like what, 2,500 off just payout.
Yeah, and then
it's a really nice passive income, like.
Yeah, and then you've got some streamers who have the same thing, but they also get donations because he doesn't really get donations all that often. People prefer to like gift subs to other people. Like there was one stream where literally every single viewer was a sub because people could just kept gifting subs.
Oh yeah, I've had that before, but that's because there was like 150 viewers. They literally gifted subs and everyone got one, so I got one and I was so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
great.
The thing is as well, that happened and I had already subbed and I was like, well, I could have gotten it for free, but like it's fine.
yeah.
Because if I had just watched for another like day or two, I would have guaranteed got one. Because every single day there's gifted subs anywhere between 1 to like 50, and people might gift 5 at a time or 10 at a time and end up at 60 subs in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. The sad thing is, though, I'm not as into games as I used to be because of college, so I can't physically like bring myself to be like a streamer. It's too much time.
I think streaming is a bit crazy, and the thing is that if you're not feeling in the mood to play, or you get mad at the game, or you're just tired, you can't really just like drop it and watch YouTube. I mean, you can if you're big enough, but if you're not, you kind of have to keep playing because nobody's gonna want to watch some guy watching
kind of
YouTube.
The same with recording is that you can't be relaxed. You need to make good content.
That's why it's really useful playing with friends if you have a good game.
Yeah.
You can just record.
I just also don't play enough. I guess I like TikTok because it's more of a lifestyle thing. It's not a gaming thing.
True.
Like I could make a TikTok out of my programming and my gym life. And I could love doing that because it would take like a half an hour max out of my day.
If that.
I just have to have an idea. If that, really, it depends how much effort I want to put in.
Yeah. You could go all out and edit the TikTok on your computer and then put it on your phone and then upload it.
Yeah. But like,
do that.
Oh, you can edit the thing. Did we talk about that?
The which?
You can save the video on TikTok as like or like not on TikTok, but you can export a video as like a certain extension, a certain file type, and then you can edit the code in that file.
Oh yeah. To
like be a minute long, but it's actually like 4, and then you can upload a 4-minute video to TikTok. It's really cool.
Yeah, I only saw that once, and I think it just died out then because nobody was gonna do it. Because 99% of TikToks are just people making TikToks on their phone. They don't like actually like, try to make something proper that it's along with it. Also, I feel like people wouldn't watch if they saw that it was like longer than a minute.
They actually sometimes you just can't tell, I guess. Depends what content you get into.
I suppose if it's too long, like if it's a 2-minute video, I don't think people would notice.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like
They'd
if
probably go,
someone's
"How is this video 1 minute?" or something in the
yeah
comments. But they,
yeah.
this video felt so long and it's only 1 minute, because I do see those on 1 minute videos. So I'm sure you'd see it on a 2 minute video.
It depends on the content you output, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would just be really cool if I could do like 1 minute. Because there's this guy on Reddit that started a YouTube channel where he does 1 minute YouTube videos explaining code concepts, and I was like, dude, you are so close to gaining growth just by putting this on TikTok, because the whole content, fucking short form video, is a minute long. I was like, you literally just have to upload this TikTok. And he was like, yeah, I'll think about it. And I was like, this guy has literally no idea what he's missing out on. Like, he's already making 1 minute videos. Like, just fucking upload them to TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, literally. But I was thinking I could do something like that myself once I understand, like, enough. Like, I could do different, like, algorithms and data structures in, like, a minute. And it'd be kind of cool. It's
I mean,
like...
people pop off just by going, "Here are some wallpaper engine wallpapers."
Yeah, I guess. I'd like it to be more of like a productive output. Like I don't necessarily want growth. I just want to put my niche out there and see what I get. It's like fishing. Yeah, just like, does this take off? And then if it does, hey, but and TikTok makes money. I thought it doesn't. It still baffles me that people make money off TikTok.
I mean, you have to like be a partner or something, don't you?
Yeah, you have to be like big enough, but like not too big for TikTok. Not too big.
Yeah, YouTube's kind of crazy. Don't you have to have like 10K subs?
YouTube, oh dude, you used to be able to monetize YouTube like at any point.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 1,000 or 10,000, but it's still too much to monetize. Like, I think you should be able to monetize at like 200 maybe.
Especially because they're so picky with how they monetize videos. I don't know.
Yeah, because chances are, you know, a lot of your first videos will have copyrighted stuff in it. I still try not to. I will say my newest one does.
I don't know. I mean, you might as well just upload copyrighted stuff, because like,
yeah, because people,
is it gonna get
other small YouTubers like in the community have done that, and
like,
I'm like,
just,
why?
yeah.
I'm like, oh, sure. There's no point in you're not monetizing.
Yeah, and you'll pop off from copyrighted stuff because people love music, like actual music. So
yeah. So today I wanted something that wasn't like lo-fi, so I was like, okay, I'll throw this in because this is probably a good song for it. But then like, I didn't use it anymore. I just kind of had it for a little bit, and then that was it. And you see, sometimes I don't really need it. Like if it fits the situation, I'll put in, music that's copyrighted, but that works, that fits the situation. But if not, then I'll just grab some copyright free lo-fi, or one of my songs, like in my, not the video today, but the most recent video, all I used was my music. Because I was like, I don't want to use any of these songs, and I want a song that's long enough for the video, because a lot of the lo-fi stuff I have is like either a minute to like 3 minutes max. Like there's one that's like 3 minutes, two that are 1 minute, and another one that's like 2 minutes. So I was like, what I'll do is I'll just make my own, or I have my own, so I'll just export that and throw that in, and I can have that for the video. So that worked out really well then, In fact, 2 of my songs made the video length perfect, so it worked out really well.
That's pretty cool.
So, in terms of music, like that's what I would go for, but I don't understand why. Like, so it's copyright free, except today. It was the only day it wasn't. So I don't understand why you can't like monetize. But I do think, I haven't heard about what the requirements are for TikTok, but they probably are better than YouTube, because YouTube has a laundry list.
They might actually be like, you need 100k followers, but it's TikTok.
Yeah.
So 100k TikTok followers is like 1,000 YouTube followers, dude.
Even 10,000 TikTok followers is a lot easier
than like
YouTube.
100 YouTube subs.
Yeah, I think it actually could be. Yeah. Because I mean,
it's because the reach. It's just because of the reach. Like if your YouTube reached everyone's homepage, depending on if they were interested or not, the same way it did TikTok, brother.
Yeah, I mean, I uploaded one TikTok where I flossed with my pants too high, and I got like 1,600 followers.
Yeah, that's weird.
My first TikTok, I got 1,600 followers just from flossing with my pants too high. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, jumping on the trend and it works.
It wasn't even a trend.
Oh.
This I think the song might have been, but
Yeah, I think the song was. That's what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's just crazy, and I mean it was kind of closer to the start of TikTok, I would say. Not like
Yeah,
the
that was
start,
back
but
when like if you upload that video now, even on a trending song, not like specifically, but like something like that, it wouldn't really.
yeah, because it's a lot more over saturated now. It
Well,
wasn't.
it's also like stuff is more creative now.
Yeah, it was very saturated before, but it definitely wasn't like as saturated.
Well, trends are definitely defined now, anyway.
Yeah,
Like when a sound's trending.
you can. Because
Right now I think it's like a Michael Jackson
It.
song is trending right now.
Oh
And
yeah,
like on the beat drop.
Oh,
it's, you like go on your.
love that trend. I absolutely adore it.
That's
Every
what I
time
mean.
see
The
it, I
TikTok
save
trends
it,
are
man.
better now. You know what I mean?
I
They're
add
better.
to favorites every time because I'm like, that looks amazing, and it's like literally the perfect album cover.
It's always some vintage girl with checkered pants and some fucking.
I do love the album cover trend as well.
Yeah, but people are bad at it.
Did you see that one about the with the army women?
No,
They were having like a brawl on in like muddy grass, and they were brawling out, and then one girl like ended up getting like, I don't know, what would you say, wrestling the other girls at the floor. I don't know.
pinned.
Thank you. Ended up pinning the other girl and got on her back and started like, pretending to ride her like it was like she was a horse, or like a bull, those bulls in the carnivals. So she started doing that, and like the TikTok freeze framed it and then like put it in an album cover, and it looked phenomenal. It looked so cool because it was like such a boast, and it was like the fact that they threw the album cover part on was like, it was cherry on top. It just looks so
I'd
cool.
like to know how to make those album covers, like not with TikTok's thing. I'd like to like know what to do it in Lightroom. It would like look cool. I'd like to play around with it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just a couple like, couple knobs you have to turn and then crop it right. So probably wouldn't be too hard. I know did we really go into exactly? So you said for streaming you'd like 150-ish.
Yeah, but I'd mostly like to take off on TikTok, then Twitch, then YouTube, and I'd like to be no bigger than Twitch's 100, 150 to 200.
And you would say absolutely no to any real fame, like IRL fame.
Yeah, because I can't imagine myself gaining fame in any other way than like being.
What if a
anything
genie
to
said, "Do you want to be famous?"
But like, how is the question? Like
actor, singer, dancer, whatever.
If I could somehow be like a successful artist that was famous and I could tour concerts, yeah, I'd love that. I really would. I'd love to be artist famous. That's it.
That part, because that part is public, but the private life is where I draw the line.
But artist famous is the furthest I'd go.
I would say probably same, but I would want to be
I don't
cautious
know. I don't think a lot of
life.
paparazzis are up Post Malone's ass.
True.
And he's pretty famous, so
I suppose it depends on the kind of person and artist you are. So,
but he's so pop.
Yeah, I know, but like nobody messes with Post Malone. You know what I mean?
It's also kind of I think girls get it more as well because like Billie Eilish is like always in the news because people are so weird about her for some reason.
Billie Eilish, Madison Beer, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato.
They just want whatever gets clicks. Like seeing Post Malone shopping would actually get you a ton of clicks, but like for not the same reason. It wouldn't be controversial. It would be like, oh look, he's shopping.
Yeah, how cute, little Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might agree with you, but I'd still want to be cautious about my private life. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
So in terms of the daily dose of life advice, weekly dose of life advice.
There you go.
I've got a couple. I can read off. I'll read off both. We might as well. So I'll read off the more standard one. If you need to defrost your windshield, you can do it more quickly by flipping down both of your sun visors. because that'll just direct the heat more back towards the windscreen instead of your ceiling, roof, whatever.
It's not a bad one, yeah.
And then there's a whole massive paragraph here, but we're just gonna go like a couple things.
Can I get a TLDR?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to give you a TLDR. I don't think there's one here. There's not. Okay. So, title first. Have a basic plan for how to live without utilities for at least 72 hours. This is in relation to what's happening in Texas right now with the power outages.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
So, ready.gov, whatever that is probably it's some website from the government, I guess. Space blankets, regular blankets, warm weather clothing, camping stove with propane canisters, candles, a couple pots, that kind of stuff. Things like that, I guess. Anything that you would need to survive for 72 hours, or I guess once you have that covered, then go on to things that'll keep you from boredom, death by boredom. But solve death by no utilities first.
Yeah.
And then go for death by boredom, and then you should be good. So yeah.
You see, we have a stove, like a fireplace stove. So if anything, it all goes. You just kind of put the fucking coal or the wood into the stove, and you can just use that as like a hob.
Yeah. I mean,
not too bad.
Yeah, there's ways to go about it. I mean, even if you have a hob, if your electricity goes out, the only thing that uses the electricity is the spark. So if you have a lighter, you can still cook.
Oh, well, yeah, but I thought it would be like... Oh, sure, it was only electricity that went, was it?
I think so. I don't know if the water went out, but I do know that it was power, because everyone's freezing because they don't have any heat. So, I don't know. Because I don't think America uses heating the same way we do. I think they do it differently. I mean, they have AC, so they probably have a weird way of heating the house. I don't know.
Just install some fucking rads, man. Call it a day.
Install some rads. In terms of cooking, I mean, you'd be fine with if you have a stove.
Yeah. Be a bit more...
a hob.
Be a bit more complicated if you had a fireplace.
What you mean?
If you just had like a fireplace, like, because we have like a stove fireplace, like just something on top of the stove that's really warm. Like I can put a pan on top of the stove and it will heat up, through like convection or whatever.
Oh, you mean that kind of
We
stove?
have a hob, but we also have a stove, like a fireplace stove.
Like just a box fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, like, if gas went as well, we still have that, like...
Yeah, I mean, technically you shouldn't cook on it, but you probably could.
Yeah, but if I had to...
It's just...
that guy where the electricity and gas is gone and I'm trying to boil water over a stove to have tea, and you're like, well, technically you shouldn't be doing that.
It's like, realistically, it's just a flat, hot surface. It's not meant for cooking.
Well, yeah, no one said that.
It's like...
yeah.
I'm gonna cook this egg on my car.
I mean,
you probably can, but it's not meant for cooking.
Yeah, well, a lot of things are meant for a lot of things that people use, so.
Alright, jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Step off. Oh, that's a good movie.
What did he say?
I said step off. Okay, well, I think we're gonna leave it there with that School of Rock reference. We will see you all next week.
Bye.